As Mike just mentioned before the break, we are in a hot and dry cycle with very little relief in sight. Fox 44's Brian Glenn spoke to a water conservation specialist about how to keep our lawns alive during this dry time.
Now, with all this extreme temperatures we have right here and very limited rain, what can we do to ensure that our plants will survive the summer of 2020?
Well, of course, we need to irrigate, and when we talk about irrigation, you have to realize what we're talking about is putting water out. And the soil has to absorb that water in order to be able to get to the roots of the plants. And so one of the problems with our soil in this area is it's very, very hard clay. And so sometimes the water won't go in as fast as we apply it, particularly with a sprinkler system. And so a sprinkler system may be putting the water out faster than the ground could absorb it. And if this is the case, you can adjust the timing on your irrigation controller to do what is called a cycle and soak irrigation schedule, where instead of running it for a whole 20 minutes in one cycle, you have several start times, maybe 2, maybe 3. And what you do then is put your run time down to 5 or 10 minutes, depending. And then what happens is when that first start time comes, it irrigates for that 5 minutes or that 10 minutes. And then when the second start time comes on, it irrigates it again for that 5 or 10 minutes. It's called cycle and soak. It's a really good way to get the surface tension broken by the first cycle and then water into the roots by the second cycle. The other thing you have to do is check to make sure your irrigation system, if you have one, is running properly. And so in order to do that, you have to turn it on. You have to go to each head. This is a head, and you have to literally check each of the nozzles. See that thing in the middle that pops up? That is what displays your water. It throws at a certain pattern, a certain length, and you have to make sure that's not stopped up, because that frequently messes up the full irrigation distribution of the water that you want. Easy to check that while it's running. Mark the ones you want to go back to, and then use a small screwdriver to pull that nozzle up out of your head, and then you can check and unscrew it by hand. It doesn't take tools to do this.
And best time to do all of this is when?
The best time is in the morning. After midnight on your day to water. You can water from midnight to 10 o'clock in the morning. And, that's easy to do in most home landscapes, a little bit harder to do in larger areas, but you can call your water department and they'll work with you about the timing of that. Usually, cities allow you to water 2 days a week, from midnight to 10 o'clock on your day, and then 6 o'clock in the evening to midnight again. And
Wonderful.
Most landscapes, you can easily do that.
Well, thanks for chatting with you today. I appreciate your time.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.